Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a bob using the free hair that I did get from Amazon. So I have the closure, a 10-inch, 12, and 14. And I'm also going to be reviewing this Baby Bliss flat iron that I purchased for $50 on Yay.Me retail. I will put the link in the description box so you guys can see or try it out yourself. I was a little skeptical at first. I saw it on Amazon, but I ended up getting it. I also got some pins, some clips, some T-pins. I'm going to be using a curved needle. I got my cutting scissors. And for the sewing machine, I'm going to be using size 110. And to draw on my wig cap, I'm going to be using this gray Sharpie. Alright, next step, you want to place your closure on your mannequin. Make sure it's laid flat. I actually use 2 pins in the front and 2 pins in the back to put it flat. And I'm going to start sewing from the front and sew all the way around. Alright guys, so now that we have the closure sewed in, you want to use the gray Sharpie. I'm going to use the gray Sharpie to make your lines of how you're going to sew it on the sewing machine, because I'm going to use the sewing machine to sew this. You want them about a thumb lengths apart. So let me do this so you guys can see. And this is how it looks like. It's prepared and ready to be sewn on. Okay. Alright you guys, to make sure that I have the right stitch in the right distance, right now I'm between a 3 and a 2 and I'm doing zigzag. I just take a piece of paper to make sure that I have the correct stitch and it turns out the way that I want. Remember, I'm not teaching you guys how to use a sewing machine. I'm just teaching you guys how to sew a wig, and I'm doing it on a sewing machine. So I usually get a piece of paper and I just work it to make sure that it actually looks like how I want it to. Remember, this is paper, so can't really pull it up like that. And this is the stitch that I get, and I'm satisfied. So let's begin sewing. Okay guys, so now it's time to sew the tracks together. So you're gonna want to sew your tracks doubled up. Now, earlier when I mentioned I was using a 110 needle, I was referring to the needle of the sewing machine, and it's for it's actually for denim, but it's gonna be good for this project. So sorry. you want to turn on your machine. Gonna place them. You're not placing them together like this. You want to place them right under. Okay. Place it right here. Put it under. Now, the key to this is you want to keep them as close together as possible so you can have a great Z. And you want to reverse. Then you want to bring it back. Okay. And if you're a beginner at this, you could take your time. You don't have to go as fast. And you want to make sure that these bundles are staying together. See? They should look like this. Okay. I have a little thread over here, but that's fixable. Like oh, this is how it looks like. Okay, I'm trying to get as focused as possible. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my bundles, and then I will be right back. All right, guys, now it's time to sew the track onto the cap. You should have your tracks that look like this, and you have your cap. Now you want to place your cap like so. Now another thing, you guys, you don't want to stretch out your cap. You don't want to be like this and all like that, because that will actually shrink your cap once you're done sewing. So you're going to place your tracks on the cap as so. You want to align it with the end. So you want to align it with the end. You're going to put it under. Now this is when this really gets critical for the reverse handle. Now one thing, you guys, if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. You can always fix it, or if you had an extra cap, just start over. Especially if you're a beginner, you can always fix your issues. Now what I'm trying to do is I'm actually trying to really place it with the line and put my footer on. So put it under here. One thing I want to tell you guys is, please, as you guys sew, make sure you are moving your cap away, because you don't want to overlap and sew on the cap like this. You don't want to sew on the cap like this, so this side is sewed on. So you need to be diligent over here and paying attention to what you're doing. Okay, so I'm gonna sew on the first track so you guys can see. I'm taking my time, because I want to show you guys really well of what you guys gonna do. So I want to align it with the line as much as possible, so when I begin to sew, you guys can see. Okay, you see I sewed in just a little bit. Now I'm gonna hit the reverse, sew back, and then I'm gonna keep sewing now. Fix myself some more. And mind you, I'm following the outline of the machine. I mean, of the lines that I did. And I'm gonna hit reverse again. Stop it right here. I'm gonna lift this up. I'm gonna lift my footer up, bring it out, cut. Cut, and then I'm going to cut the track. Now, if you feel like you need to sew on back again, you can do so. So I'm just going to put it up right here. Put my footer down. And reverse. Oh, I had some thread come out. So whenever your thread comes out, it happens. Just rethread it. And for safety purposes, shut your machine off. Rethread your machine, and that's okay. Stuff like that happens. You don't want that to happen, you guys. Don't hit the footer hard. Okay. That should do it. Then you just keep going. I had some thread to cut off. See, this is my first track sewed on with the sewing machine, and this is how it looks like. Remember, the lines are just here to guide you, so you want to keep it as much as possible. Oh, I hit the machine. I'm gonna bring it as close as possible so you guys can see. All right, you guys, so this is the final product for the wig making. I didn't get a chance to record myself cutting and styling it. I did use the Baby Bliss Pro Nano 1-inch flat iron, which I did get from Yami Retail. I am going to put the link in the description box of where I did get the flat iron from. Now, keep in mind, this flat iron usually runs from $100 to $299, and I did get it for $50, which was a good deal. So this is the final product. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share my video. Thank you.